Hey everybody. It's been a while, I know, and I'm not proud of it. I'm actually super upset about it. But I've I've got to explain what's going on because I swear this kind of stuff could only ever exist in something as crazy as a sitcom, like something that you would see on Friends, maybe because it's like just as like concerning for everybody's health involved. Um So there's been a reason that there hasn't been any new Bendy updates and why all of the recording schedules have just been so weird. But it involves like a series of stories. So I want to start off by saying we had electrical problems. That is the biggest part of the story, so I'm going to come back to it. But in addition to the electrical problems, the roommates that we had finally moved out, but they were a massive hazard to the house and its health. And there's like a whole list of reasons as to why they were there. Whatever, regardless, they're not ever coming back. But I did have to spend way too long cleaning this house to make sure that it was safe. And we are still not even at that point. Like, I'm pretty sure that there might be mold in the carpet now because of them. And I have nothing to prove that with, because I'm not even 100% sure it is mold, but I know it's not coming out with the vacuum, and I know it's not coming out with carpet cleaner, and I know it's not coming out with the actual, like, carpet cleaner that you use for your own self and not like a company. That's a whole mess. We're still cleaning up their mess, and I have never met two people more slovenly than those two, and it's not me trying to rag them. I just want to point out that, like, the day after they left, my fiance and I super cleaned this whole house, and we still haven't even fully touched on just how much damage they've done to it. We're working on that with our landlord. It's a process, but that's also taking up a lot of my time and mental energy, right? So you've got that. I had a whole bunch of medical appointments to see if I can maybe begin to unpack what's wrong with me, like medically. All that stuff that I was having where my stomach just wasn't cooperating. I know for a fact if you've been watching the Chrono Cross series, you've probably heard the yeah, that's it. That's it. And the last medical appointment I went to didn't give me anything conclusive. It ruled some stuff out. It just didn't, like, tell me what's wrong with me. So I'm still in the process of figuring that out, and I still have a doctor's appointment this week about it. So that's fun. But more specifically, not getting the diagnosis that you were hoping would, because it's the easier of the diagnoses, right? So not getting the diagnoses that you were hoping for, that it could be out of, like, 3 of them, and, like, 2 of them are, like, super dangerous and potentially life-threatening is, like, yeah, that's great. Thanks. But don't worry, like, I haven't had symptoms in a while. I'm fine. But just know I have to spend a lot of time traveling to doctor's appointments while I get this figured out, which is also something that weighs on me mentally. Not the doctor's appointment itself. The driving to the doctor's appointment for some reason is the thing that weighs on me more than actually going and getting jabbed with a whole bunch of needles. I don't know why. So there's that. As it stands of the time of I'm recording this, I may or may not have a job tomorrow. And I'm not saying this for pity points, but I don't get paid for doing YouTube, and any money that I do make off of Twitch, it's very minimal. And this isn't me, again, trying to garner sympathy or be like, oh, well, you need to help support me on what no, I'm not going to do that to you guys. I just want to express that I have a real day job. I mean, some people wouldn't call it a real one or a day job even, but all the same, I have a job. And based on the changes that are going on with the company, they're trying to eliminate my position. I'm trying to negotiate for better pay rates to move up because of just how much they would expect out of me for that work. For only $1 more increase than what I was getting is not. It's not feasible, and it's not much. So I'm gonna be finding out over the next couple days if I do or don't have a job. And that's kind of been something that's been in the air for a little while. Which, again, something else that's weighing on me mentally. The electrical box problems Okay. Back in August, a semi came by and ripped the power line down from my house, making it so that we had half power. It was really weird because it was by fuse and it wasn't conclusive or whatever. But on a stream about a few weeks ago, we were having a similar problem. We thought that maybe something was wrong with that power line because it never got fully put back up properly, because it was never fully conveyed to the landlord from the people who put it up there. Like, they did convey it was going to be a temporary fix and that they should call somebody, but the electrical companies that they kept calling kept giving them the runaround and being like, oh, well, you need a professional, and oh, no, you don't need a professional to do it. So it just kept being a whole game of back and forth. But needless to say, it didn't get fixed. So what occurred over enough time, and my landlord's also my aunt, it's a whole thing. What occurred over time is that because it was a temporary fix attached to the wall, water was actually getting in through the cords from the outside and dripping into the electrical box. It caused the main fuse to seize entirely and corroded most of the switches in our electrical box, including the one, by the way, that had our heater attached to it in the middle of January, which is great. We have not ever had a good January of any year since I've ever lived here. And I don't mean just in terms of what happens with the house. Like last year, we had the Great Plague that was hitting the world. So, you know, it's a lot. Anyway, that problem's fixed now, but that's also why my recording schedule was so screwy and my uploading schedule was absolutely insane and not consistent. I tried to make sure at least that I was uploading one video a day, which I know isn't great given that I was doing the 2 videos a day thing, and we're in the middle of like 4 series. But I didn't want to do nothing, and that felt bad, but at the same time, I couldn't actually record because this room didn't have power. Like, and it was like multiple days, practically weeks, that we went with like a half power as they tried to get somebody who was certified to be able to handle this problem, to fix it exactly, because they had stuff. It's great. It's great. Just great. So yeah, the housemate's gone, electrical issues, medical stuff. My job concerns are in the air. So, as I'm sure you can imagine with this, that's a lot on one person's psyche. And tacking on an additional horror game to that, that's not good. As much as I love Bendy, and I love the videos that it produces and the kind of content it creates, the TikToks for it are great. I love those. / the YouTube shorts. I know you've seen them. I love them, and I do want to get back to recording Bendy. But I've had to take some time away from Bendy, and it's way longer than I want to, but I'm not in the mental capacity to be able to play a horror game. To be scared completely out of my wits. So, I hope that you'll forgive me as maybe another... It'll either go up 2 days from, this recording going up, or it might be a week. I don't know. I guess it all determines whether or not I still have a job, I guess. But I want to make sure that I'm in a good place mentally before I subject myself to something that I know scares me so bad that I have physical painful reactions. If it was just, because clearly I have no problem doing, like, any of the other stuff. I've got no problems with Ikenfell, and I've got no problems with doing Shadows Over Loathing. I haven't had any problems with the stream stuff, even if it's, like, creepy and unsettling. Like, that's not the thing that's holding me back. It's the fact that I physically hurt myself every time I play Bendy. So I want to be in a better place before I do that. And I know you guys are waiting on it, and I'm so sorry, and I'm so sorry that I have to put a pause on it. And I'm not saying that you guys and your content and the videos that I produce for you guys, because I love doing it, I'm not saying that it's not important, but that for a brief moment I have to make my health more important. And if that means I have to wait a couple weeks before I upload the next episode of Bendy, or that even Bendy uploads are going to be sporadic going forward, I hope that you guys will forgive me for that. Because clearly I love Bendy. I love Bendy as a series, and I love being immersed in the world. I love the BioShock feelings. I love the I don't want to keep saying the content that I create because that feels so soulless, but I love the art that it makes me create being that terrified. It invigorates me so much. But at the same time, I am not in a place I can record it. And that hurts me so bad. Like, in such a way that I don't even want to let other people know just how bad that hurts. So, I'm sorry, I guess is what I'm saying. And I know that this video's been long, and I hope that I can get Bendy back uploaded to you guys soon. But I've just been through a lot, and I'm still kind of going through a little bit of a lot, especially because I might have to start finding a whole new job in the next couple days. So that's kind of a lot, too. But I intend to at least be consistent with the uploads for Shadows Over Loathing, Ikenfell, and Chrono Cross at the very least. And I'm trying to make sure that I'm up on channel 2, which is the Twitch Archives channel, to have at least it's one video a day, which is what I always sought out to do. So that's those are the plans. I don't know when the next Bendy is coming up. And I wish I could give you guys a definitive date. But honestly, things just keep happening that make me not in a place to record those. So I wish I could give you a date to shoot for, but just know that I'm going to try really hard to get them out to you guys. Okay? So, on the plus side, see, based on the day that this goes up, tomorrow at least you guys should have some Shadows Over Loathing and some Ikenfell, which I personally do love those series as well. So I hope that's at least something to hope for. But, yeah, Bendy will be back soon-ish, I hope. I'm not giving up on it, but I need time. So, in the meantime, do better than I did, and take care of yourselves, everybody. I'll see you around.